Welcome to Prevail Marketing's daily video, where we try to give you some tips, strategies, ideas, techniques to help you grow your business through sales and marketing. Hello, my name is Bill Arnold. I'm your host and president of Prevail Marketing. And today I want to talk to you about something that I think could benefit a lot of people. First off, I encourage you to go back down to prevailmarketing.com, particularly today, because we just released an ebook called Account-Based Marketing. Don't wait for the client to come to you. I think if you have been interested and want to know what account-based marketing is like, how to use it, it's a perfect opportunity to learn. So in the next 10 minutes, I can't possibly tell you everything that's in that 23-page ebook, but I can tell you the gist of some of the chapters, give you an idea of what you might find, so you can decide whether it's worthwhile for you to go there and download it. So I'm just going to run through the chapters very briefly, then I'm going to come back and talk about a few. We're going to talk about what is account-based marketing, how to use account-based marketing, how account-based marketing differs from demand generation or inbound marketing, why it works, why account-based marketing works, the benefits of account-based marketing. And we also give you numbers, so it's not just our experiences we're going to share, but experiences from other people. How to implement an ABM program, ABM strategies, specific strategies we have used, and very, very powerful ones. What metrics to track? You got to track the metrics. What platform to use? That's what we're going to talk about. So today we're going to just talk about just a generally few of those categories. ABM. It's not a new term. It's been around since about 1993, but unfortunately, it's been misdescribed, misinterpreted, and misdefined by many, many people. And that's probably why some people don't get the results they think they ought to get when they run ABM marketing. ABM marketing is a highly personalized, highly targeted, highly focused effort, not to attract a group of people, but you are going after specific companies and specific individuals in those companies. You know, if you talk about inbound marketing, demand generation, it's sort of like casting a wide net. You want to catch as many fish as possible, reel them in, and figure out which ones are edible, which ones you want, and you throw the rest away. And you narrow it down that way. ABM is totally different. It's like spearfishing. You know exactly I want that type of fish. So you go out with a spear and you go after that type of fish specifically. Let's get off on the metaphors. What I'm talking about is you identify companies that you want to do business with, and you go after them specifically, and you target not a buyer persona, not a fictitious creation that's made up by interviewing people, but a specific individual. Your buyer personas are a named specific person in those companies. The specific CEO, a specific CFO, a specific CMO. You're targeting specific individuals. And that's very, very key. That's very, very important you do it that way. So that's really the difference between account-based marketing and demand generation. And really it gets down to targeting the right people. You know, I tell people when you go after account-based marketing, you have to be very specific. I say, look, you know what? You know, I think HubSpot recommends you target more than 10 to 15 at a time. I think that's overkill. I think that's ridiculous. I go a 6 to 8 maximum, because you have to be highly focused, highly personal. You want to make sure that the information you're sharing with them is not some generic stuff you created for a particular buyer persona, but is specifically designed for that individual. And what's going to motivate that individual? How do you know? Research. You know, I tell everybody, ABM is won or lost at the very start. Have you done your homework? Have you identified it? First thing is identifying the right companies. Because it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, you only want to target companies that are going to change your stars, if you will, change your corporate stars. That if you would land this particular company, it would, in fact, make your year. It would be a panacea as far as the amount of revenue you got from that client. So again, you want to make sure that you look at it from a standpoint is it worth the time and effort and talent? Because it's going to take a lot of time, effort, and talent when you do ABM marketing to do it right. It's also not a marketing initiative. It's not something marketing is going to create. It has to be a partnership, a true partnership between sales and marketing. They have to work not as two separate teams, but jointly as one. They've got to be seen as one, speak as one, and talk as one. It's all about quality over quantity. As I said before, you don't want to target and go after everybody. That's inbound marketing. You want to go after a select few and put all your time and effort. And why do you want to do that? Well, first off, you're going to find that the ROI is much, much greater when you do account-based marketing, because you're talking about individuals. It's very personalized. And I talk about personalization and how you get down to that point. One of the things you do up front is you do your research on, okay, which are the right companies? Which are the companies that we think based upon all of our research, we have a shot at. That they're opening a new facility, maybe they're restructuring, maybe they change their management structure, all sorts of possibilities may leave them open to a target. And of course, they have the potential volume. If we land them, it's a huge contract. So we identify the company as the right prospect. And then you have to drill down to the individuals. Look at the people you're going to target. Look at the gatekeepers. Look at the internal influencers. And when I say look at them, study them. Look at their social media. Where do they go for information? What do they comment on? Where do they go for third-party verification? Do they spend time on LinkedIn reading articles? Do they spend time on TikTok watching things for entertainment? You figure out what motivates them. You figure out what they like to read and how they like to digest information. Is that hard? Yes, but the better you do that, more likely you succeed. And then you create content specifically for that individual, what they will need to see at that particular spot, at the awareness stage, what they need to see at the consideration stage, what they need to see at the decision stage. And you make that effort to create that specific content. Doesn't mean you start from scratch. Obviously, you've done inbound marketing before. You've got a whole range of stuff you've already created, but you need to tailor to that individual. You need to personalize it. And that personalization where it comes in. And many times that's where it fails, because people will say, well, I sent a personalized email. It didn't get results. I made a phone call. It doesn't work that way, guys. I'm talking about highly personalized. I'm talking like a personalized landing page. That's for them. A personalized URL, that's for them. I'll tell you an example of personalization that has really worked wonderfully. Again, there was a fragrance company that they knew there only were 100 possible companies that could ever do business with them, because they sold to large resale outfits, resellers, and they would make customized perfumes for these outfits, sort of like compete with, a knockoff of a particular brand, but made for them. And they tried really hard to reach out and get these attention. They tried emails or webinars. They tried meeting at conferences. They tried everything they could think of, and nothing worked. So, what was developed? A very customized plan. Research was done, identifying, who their significant other was, where they live, if do they have pictures of flowers on their personalized Instagram pages, do they like to go hiking? All these things were identified. And then a personalized perfume fragrance was created for them. And it was, for example, they like Chicago flowers. It was Chicago in Spring was the name of the fragrance. And it was labeled for them, bottled for them, packaged for them, and hand delivered to them. If they had a particular pet they liked, it was named after that pet, spouse, whatever. It was highly personalized in a way that we knew that would actually get their attention. So imagine getting a package hand delivered to you. You open up in a nice wooden box. You see a fragrance bottle, and I'm talking about a fragrance bottle that's, crystal or something that's really looks like it's worthwhile. And you see made specifically for their names on it. And it's a branded Chicago in Spring. And that they like that. They open it up. Do you think they're going to take your call tomorrow when you make that phone call to them? Of course they are. That's the kind of personalization you want to get to. You want to find something that's really going to motivate, that's really going to drive their behavior. That's the kind of stuff that, if you want to do account-based marketing, you have to be that kind of creative. And so it's not just always creating perfume. There's lots of other ways to do that. Every client is unique and specific, but you look for those unique and specific opportunities. And that's how you get successful account-based marketing. That's why you only take 5 at a time or 6 at a time, because that's a lot of work to do this, okay? To get that kind of customization, get that kind of personalization, get that kind of focus to those particular individuals. I've had a case before that we knew that the CEO made decisions. Nobody else, and if a decision was made by anybody else or a suggestion by anybody else, it was literally cast aside. So we made sure we targeted just that CEO with personalization, customization. Once we saw that the C-suite was now checking out our website, downloading some content, we knew we made that connection. Now we started to share with other people because we knew that suggestion was already made by the CEO. That's the kind of research you need to do in order to make this stuff work. So again, I'm kind of getting up the time here to talk. So I'm just going to close this off real quickly by talking metrics. Okay. Again, we track 400 metrics every single day for every single client, every single month, I should say. And so, but there are specific metrics that you want to track. You want to track the account engagement score. You want to see how relatively short period of time, how quickly they start engaging with you. The penetration score, how deep you're getting to there. The velocity, how quickly it's happening. These are some additional metrics you want to track. So again, I could talk all day about account-based marketing. I got more war stories that I could share with you. But again, I'm already down to 10 and a half minutes. So I've already broken my 10-minute rule. So for that, I want to encourage you to go back to prevailmarketing.com or prevail.marketing. Either one works. Go to our resource page. You'll find amongst those resources, account-based marketing ebook. Download it. You will not be disappointed. And if it doesn't answer all your questions, ask us, email us, call me, fill out a form. Be glad to talk to you about your specific use case and provide you some guidance and understanding how we might be able to help you or how you can do this on your own. So until tomorrow, I want to thank you for your time and attention. Have a good night.